So first of all, let me state, I am not a professional colorist. If anything, I consider myself someone that really loves a great cinematic clip. I'm always mesmerized by how they do that. I always wish that I can create cinematic looking footage. But to tell you the truth, I don't have the right lens, I don't have the right camera, and I always thought that was stopping me. I would watch all these videos on YouTube of color grading and trying to work with what I have and doing the best that I can. I've made stuff that I thought was pretty good for the most part, but I always felt like it was missing something. I always thought that that something required me to have a better camera, more skills, and oftentimes I end up depressed. But luckily for me, I came across the Dehancer film emulation plugin. That's a mouthful. They reached out to me and they asked me if I'd be willing to do an honest review in exchange for a 1-month trial of their software and see what I really thought about it and give my honest review. And of course, I'm not an idiot, I took the opportunity. After a month of playing with the software, I've had mixed feelings along the way. I was really confused on how to do this video. I was really confused on what to show and what not. I don't feel like I'm technical enough to teach anyone my specific way of how I use the software. But what I want to do is I want to tell you my experience with it and show you some clips that I shot, and maybe from the perspective of someone that's just like a hobby grade enthusiast who daily tries to get better at videography, color grading, and honestly just wants to make videos that they're proud of. So if you're anything like that, that's me, and that's what this is about. When I first got Dehancer, as I added it, I'm using it on Adobe Premiere. They have it on like most major editing software. With Premiere and Lumetri Color, I was always able to do stuff, but never really like exactly the way that I want. With Dehancer, you add the plugin and you could adjust everything on it. So first, let me tell you some of the things that's pretty amazing about Dehancer. There's an extensive camera menu that matches your footage to the software so you can get the proper Rec 709 when you convert your log footage. That was really helpful to give you a great starting point of where to begin with. On top of that, one of the most amazing things, and probably why most people want Dehancer, is it has over 60 film stocks to choose from. And what these are, they're film emulation stocks. And you put it with your footage and it converts it into looking like it was shot on that film. There's a wide range of like different looks that you can get. And in my experience, a lot of these are the perfect starting point for your own recipe. If I could rewind a little bit, when I first got Dehancer, what I did was I got a video clip, I added a film stock, added this, added halation, added bloom, added grain, messed with this, messed with that, and it became such a hodgepodge of nonsense that it was just a giant file, looked horrible, and I realized it's very much like a buffet. Even at a buffet, even though you can get everything from all over the buffet, you don't necessarily need to put that all on your plate all at once. It probably won't taste good. And I think Dehancer is very similar. I think if you get the right things and you make the right recipe, you can make footage look amazing. And I think that's the beauty of Dehancer, and that's probably truly how it's meant to be used. Once you start emulating everything, you start laying it on your footage, not only is your file size getting extremely large, but it's just got so much going on. The most cliche thing that you'll ever hear, but it's the truth in this case, less is more. The way that I've been using Dehancer is I'll find a film stock that basically gets me like 90% of the way there. Like one that kind of has the look of what I'm looking for, and maybe I'll just adjust little things like the contrast. Maybe I want to add halation, bloom. Maybe I want it to look a little older and have grain. And there's all these other options that you can do, which is really mind-blowing. I've never seen something so easy to use where you could really emulate film and have it have such a unique look where you can take something that's just pretty plain and boring and add Dehancer and truly make it an image that's worthy of sharing. Do I think Dehancer is right for everybody? Probably not. I think there's a lot of people that just want to make a video clip stand out a little bit, probably for social media. Just give it that extra look. And you could probably do that with software that's available that you already have. But if you're serious about color grading, you want to get better, you want to make your films really stand out, maybe you want to have a signature look, without a doubt, I think Dehancer is something that can truly change the game for you. Not only all the film stocks, you can adjust the developer, you could adjust the print heads, you can adjust basically everything, even down to the paper that the film is printed on. You can emulate all of that, which is truly mind-blowing. I could probably talk forever for each and every little thing that you can do. That kind of explains how powerful this program is. But again, do I think Dehancer is for everyone? Probably not. If you want to take your footage to the next level, I definitely think Dehancer is the way to go. But if you're just a standard person, just trying to do like mild color grades, convert your Rec 709, make it look something appealing for the internet, then this probably isn't for you. It's $450, which to me is a little high, but you definitely get what you pay for. And for someone that uses the program every day or in their work to give it their style, $450 is like nothing. It's nothing in the grand scheme of things. But if you're someone just playing with filters, you just want your footage to look cool as you go on your little vlog, daily vlog, something like that, maybe Dehancer is not right for you. But if you're serious about color grading, you want to get better, you want to learn about all these things and what they do, I think it could take your footage from like, let's say 90% there to like 98%. I'm not saying that it replaces skill. I still think that you need to have a vision, an eye, and some skill to make it all work. But it can get you pretty far nonetheless without the education or experience in color grading. I think you can make something truly amazing. Well, I wish the program wasn't so like hardware intensive, but I truly understand the way that it's working, the quality of all the emulation. It's understandable that it's going to weigh down your computer. So the render times are a little high. The other thing is Dehancer, when they reached out to me, gave me the opportunity to use the software for an iPhone because they made an app. But I'm not an iPhone user, so I wasn't able to do that. But when I watch video clips of what you can do on the iPhone as far as the app, it was pretty amazing. I'm a little sad. I wish they made it multi-platform. If you have an iPhone and you're like on the go type person, you're just making social media content, you want to add in that halation, the bloom, the grain, the film stocks on the go, that's pretty awesome. Like, I wish I had that for Android. Again, this was all shot on a DJI Action 4, which, as you know, it's a great camera, but it's not the best camera in the world. And it's pretty attainable by most. And to think that you can turn action camera footage into something like I've shown, I don't know, to me, I think that's really cool. Like, I didn't think that that was possible. I just thought action camera footage can always just look like action camera footage. And maybe you do. Maybe you think that's all it is. But to me, a lot of it is colored the way that I wanted, and I'm pretty impressed by it. It made my camera more fun. It made shooting more fun. And I'm excited to use Dehancer more often. Hopefully this review was helpful. Dehancer, thank you so much for the opportunity. If anyone's interested in buying the software for themselves, Dehancer gave me a 10% off link. I have that down below. And feel free to use that. It truly helps out the channel. Thank you, Dehancer. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And I truly appreciate the opportunity. See you next time.